Hello and welcome back to 10 at 10. My name is Michael Ramage. I'm the director of the Cyber Education Research Center here at Murray State University, and welcome back to 10 at 10. 10 at 10 is brought to you through a partnership between Murray State University, Sprocket, West Kentucky, and KY Innovation. And welcome back to episode 247. We are getting up there in numbers, and am happy to be with you today. So today is October. We're actually October 3rd, and October is recognized as Cybersecurity Awareness Month, among many other things as well. But Cybersecurity Awareness Month is something that CISA, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, started 20 years ago. CISA is responsible for the critical infrastructure safety and security across our country. So for them, Cybersecurity Awareness Month is about protecting our critical infrastructure. Specifically, many organizations are either directly or indirectly connected to critical infrastructure. So they wanted to create something where we can help protect our organizations. If one organization is compromised, then it could disrupt services, essential services, and impact public safety. All that's true. But let me take it a step further and say it also matters to your organization, even if you don't connect to critical infrastructure. There are so many organizations that have been impacted by cyber attacks. It disrupts you. It costs you money. It costs you headache. It could impact the privacy of your customers and employees. It's a problem. So we want to talk about it, and we want to provide some best practices. So each October, there are best practices that are shared by CISA, and I wanted to relay that information to you. And as you can notice, these aren't my slides. But first and foremost, cybersecurity should be a culture, not just a checklist. It includes clear policies, regular employee training, engagement from IT and leadership. It means that our partners, our vendors are following these practices as well. And so the question is, do we have a organization-wide security policy in place? We've talked about this. And do we have that in place? And is it followed consistently? And then lastly, are we holding our partners and vendors to these same standards? Well, they want us to have a discussion about this. Obviously, this is a little one-sided right now, but we should be thinking about these things. I have been preaching for years that we have to start off with policy. So that's important. But this week, we want to talk about 4 essential cybersecurity tips. These are 4 practices that are the foundation of security. They should be as automatic as buckling a seatbelt. This is something that we should do right off the bat. First of all, recognize and report phishing. Is it a phishing email? We've talked about this, but I want to highlight this. How can you tell if a message is phishing? Is it urgent? One of the tactics that phishing emails use, that these bad guys use, is to make it sound urgent and to make you scared. If you're not thinking straight because you're scared, then you're more likely to do something that's wrong. Does the sender's email address not match the company that it's coming from? Look at this example. Is it Amazon versus Amazon with a 0 in the middle? That could be an indicator. Are you expecting the communication? If you receive a attachment that you're not expecting, and I'll give you an example. I sent an email to a colleague, and I wanted him to take a look at something. He was not expecting. I got a random phone call, and so we were addressing that, or I was addressing that in the email. He doesn't know about the phone call. I haven't talked to him about the phone call, but I sent him a file to open, and he wouldn't open it. So he emailed me back and said, I've listened to you. I don't want to open this. I'm not expecting it. That's good. I wanted him to open the email or the attachment, but that's good that he's taking that step. Does it ask for personal information? Most legitimate organizations don't ask for personal information through an email or an unexpected phone call. They just won't do that. Is there bad misspelling, or bad grammar, misspelled words, odd URLs? Yeah, this has always been the method that we used. Frankly, with AI, it's getting harder to be able to tell that, but um, obviously, if there is some misspellings and bad grammar, then that could be an indicator. Um, when you get an email, verify that it's real. Contact the sender through a different communication method, maybe through a known phone number or an email address that you know. Um, Report it to your IT department if it's a phishing email. Use email filters. Delete it. Don't answer a call. Don't talk to them. Don't respond to an email. Say this is a scam. They don't care. Matter of fact, they'll make a note that you talked to them or that you responded. It just means that they need to come up with a better way for you to attack you. Don't click the links. Don't open the attachments. Don't give away personal information. All right. Next, strong passwords. You hear us talking about this a lot. Many of these things are related to things that we have shared. Along at least 16 characters, make it random, uppercase, lowercase, number, special character, spaces. I actually am not as a proponent as the number special characters as others, because if it is 16 characters long, if it's 20 characters long and you can remember it, then it's going to be good enough to unless there's a password um, uh, compromise of some type. You know, if somebody has their password database compromised, then that's a different deal. But use a different password for each account that you have. Never, ever, ever reuse passwords. That's a big no-no. How are you going to remember all those? Use a password manager. Password managers are certainly going to help you. It can store your password. It will alert you if you're using duplicates. If you don't know how to generate a strong password, you can put in the requirements that it must be 16 characters, no longer than 18, whatever it might be. It has to be uppercase, lowercase, special characters. It must include this character, whatever it might be. If you put those in, most password managers will be able to create you a strong password. That's pretty nice. And then they will integrate with applications that you're using, like your web browser, and automatically put that information into your form, so you don't have to remember the password to type it in anyway. And it will help you not fall for a phishing website, because if it's not the right website, it won't recommend the password. That's helpful. Encryption in password managers ensure, and most password managers encrypt your database of passwords. What that means is that even if somebody were to steal that file, unless they know the password to your password manager, they're still going to be safe. So keep that in mind, that you want to make sure that's being encrypted. And that is much better than if you're just writing that down on a piece of paper. Multi-factor authentication. What that means is that if you put in a password, it's still going to send you a message. Hopefully it's through an app, not just through your texting, but it's going to send you something to verify that you just logged into that account. Murray State uses what's called Duo. Google has one that is used by a lot. There's ID.me that a lot of government entities use now. There's a lot of different ways to do it. The point of it is use something that requires an extra step in case a bad guy steals your password. Here's some different things, the methods that are used, and this is kind of in order of which methods are best. Security key, like a YubiKey, is great. An authenticator app with either number matching or one-time code. Biometrics, meaning you have to use your fingerprint or face to confirm your identity. And then a one-time code. Actually, those might not be in order, but the text to email code is probably the least secure method. So definitely don't consider that one unless there's no other option. If there's no other option, hear me say this, then that's the least worst option for sure. That definitely better than doing nothing. All right, finally, update your software. This is easy. We should always update our software with the latest patches, with the latest updates. What that typically means is that our software providers, even our hardware providers, are updating their software with information that they are receiving about security vulnerabilities. So enable them, install them. Don't click remind me later. Do it immediately, because that is um, typically doing something to help keep you safe. Anyway, there's a lot that I could talk about. I am out of time. Thank you for joining in, and we'll look at the news next week, and then we'll come back to some more tips for Cybersecurity Awareness Month. If you have any questions on any of these things that I went over way too fast, reach out to me, let me know, and I would be happy to talk to you. And with that in mind, I'll see you next week back here on 10 and 10. Thank you. Bye.